Hello, good evening, everyone. My name's Jeff. You can call me Jeff. Welcome back to Autonauts. This is our second night playing this. Tonight we're going to be working on actually getting the research going, which means colonists and food. But most importantly, more automation. It'll be great. Let's get started. We totally named this planet. Give it a name. All right, where did we leave off? We got a bot here, needs some charging. We've got our tools automated. Is that our stone? Yeah, that's why we don't have stone there. And we're gonna need a bot bringing logs to the blueprints here. I think, first things first, let's get our stones going again. For that, I'm gonna grab a new bot and say, you look for any bots in this area here. Do that forever. Congratulations, you're the latest member of our charge bot team. Now, this bot, let's have you bring logs to the blueprints. You'll come get a log. Find the nearest blueprint. In the blueprints area. Do this till your hands are full. Hands are empty. Hands empty. And in both cases, it's fine if you don't have anything in your hands. Or nothing to find. Go back to filling hands. You'll be log, blueprint. Go for it. Alright, looks like everything's working pretty well there. Forestry's going pretty well. Alright, next thing to do. We have some parts to make, actually. If I remember right, we had... I'm gonna put down a workbench for me. Why am I putting it there when I could have a bot build it for me? Now we don't have anybody bringing sticks. That's something we'll go ahead and automate too while we're at it here. We're gonna need more workbenches than just this one. Do the blueprint pattern here. So in that area, hands full, hands empty, hands empty, check, check, repeat forever, go, or stick blueprints. So now in our blueprint bots here, we have logs, planks, poles, and sticks. Calidorn, welcome, first time chatter. I never thanked you for following about 12 days ago. In fact, as the first charger, or first chatter of the night, you get the honor of being my first charge bot. Nutmeg, welcome to the chat. Missed it by that much. So how you doing, Calidorn? You're up kind of late? Early? So we've got crude wheels and crude gears to make. I think for colony guys here, we need the gear, so I should start with that. Move this right up here. That'll do. And one more. Also make some extra crates, because we'll need them. That's a lot of recording. 14 episodes of 40 minutes, that comes out to a lot. Was it fun at least? Not allowed to say. I'm gonna actually do parts and tools separately, I think. Move these down here. They're a little closer to the wood, the lumber stuff. Of course, I'm gonna move all this around later anyway. Sheesh. WoW for sure. But it's not WoW, it's Warhammer. Let's see, we're gonna need good gears. Or planks, right? Yeah, planks. Food, gear, plank. Gonna get planks. Your hands are full, put them on here. Hands full. Hands empty. I think I actually want to do this one a little different. I'm going to do hands empty, hands full, like that, but I'm going to put that inside of the if. That way it makes a whole batch of them at once, instead of just one and waiting for that one to be picked up. Because these will get used a lot when we're making pots. So if the workbench is empty, but I also want you to move there. Copy that. Put it out here. That way it'll fill up its hands, move to the workbench, and then not put anything on until the workbench is empty. And it'll just stay there if its hands are full. Once the workbench is emptied out, then I'll go ahead and craft 3 or however many planks worth they can hold. And I'll leave that move command in there. It'll make it a smidge slower, but if I move the bench, it won't get confused. If I leave that move in there, so it's fine. That should be good. Alright, we're getting our stuff here. Found one for each of these. While I'm in here, I'll go ahead and label them. This is the crude gear bench. This is crude gears. This will be crude wheels. And the crude wheel bench. Need a space in there. Alright, looks like we're having charging problems. Need a new charge bot. Did a charge bot run out? Charge bot ran out. Calidorn. Got tired, I guess. Alright, so new bot. Yeah, that doesn't sound like you either. Charge bot. Alright, we were making crude gears. So the next bot needs to pick those up and put them in the box. Crude gear stove. You'll pick up as many of these as you can and put them in the box. Hey Gareth, welcome. And Wally. What's up, everyone? You can see he's only picking up one, even though he's supposed to do hands full. That's because... Let me grab one of them out of here. When I hover on it, down here behind me, it's got the hand symbol with a 2 on it. That means that it basically takes 2 hands to carry one of those. And since these bots only have 3 hands, they can only pick up 1. When we upgrade later, they'll be able to pick up more. Or if we add upgrades to these bots, or if we get the better bots, we can upgrade them there. So that's our crude gears automated. Crude gears. We've got some new bots here. Wally, you scared Calidorn again. Don't you know he's had a long day? We'll automate crude wheels while we're over here. These also just take planks. Means our plank making bots need to pick up the pace. Yeah, we're out of planks. Yes, 3 is greater than 2, but in order to hold 2 gears, they would need 4 hands. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I still have this one. I don't need this one. Put that back. Alright, our gears are full. This guy's gonna dump or make 3 of them here. Probably go back and grab more planks, but that's the only thing using planks right now. Just the gears and the bots. I used a whole bunch of them when I was making all these crates. So those crates took 4 each. Alright, now that the planks aren't busy, let's make some crude wheels. You're gonna get planks till your hands are full. Put them on here. We'll do the same thing we did with the crude gears. We'll have him fill up his hands, empty his hands. We'll put an if around it to only do this in a batch when the workbench is empty. Yeah. But even if it's not empty, I want you to move there and wait there. Right. It's crude. What are these again? Wheels. Planks. Go ahead. And I think these might be the same way. I don't remember. Where the wheels might be a little heavier. Yep, have fun, Wally. See you later. Nope, wheels only take 1 hand. So the bot will be able to carry 3 of them. And put them in the box. Cool. We crude, wheel, stew. Your job is easy. Pick up wheels, put them in the box. Hands full. Hands empty. Wherever, go. Put them in a team for crude wheels. Oh no. It confused you? What would you say was the worst part? Oh, I forgot when you showed up. Let's see, Gareth, you get a bot. And Wally gets a bot. I decided I would name them the charge bots, because I usually just name them all charge, and they're all a generic name. I thought I'd name these after you guys, since you guys keep me going. Okay. Error. Don't want to type that word for some reason. There we go. Okay, so I added a bunch more storage, which means we're going to use up a bunch of our logs again. I'm just going to let that run for a while. Actually, I'll put these down. These are how we're going to start doing our research. We need the colonist seed dispenser and the colonist incubator to get the colonists. The colonists will give us WOV, which will then, we'll use that in order to, that's like our currency for the research points. So in order to get that, we're going to need these things. I'll just put the blueprints down so the bots can get started building those, and we'll come back later. What we're going to need before any of that is food. And to start with, I'm going to use berries, get a little bit of a berry patch going. I'm going to try using pumpkins as my main food, but I won't be able to do much with those until a little bit later. Wov. Twoo wov. Gonna need stones. I'm gonna need a bot bringing gears for both of these. I don't think I have a bot doing any of those things yet. So, stones shouldn't be that heavily used right now. You find stones. Bring them to any blueprint you find down here. It'll be hands full. Do hands empty. And again, hands empty. Do that forever. You'll be the stone blueprint bot. Really only need one more stone for this, but we'll have other things that need lots of stones later. And we won't have to worry about it because it's automated now. Here comes the bot. He is here. There he goes. All right. And then the gears. So we need a crude gear blueprint. Blueprint starts with B. Okay, crude blueprints, gears. Find a blueprint, add it. That area. Do that till your hands are full. Same pattern as the other ones. Hands empty. This part till hands empty, so it keeps adding to the same blueprint if it can. Then goes out and finds another blueprint if it can't find one. Or if it doesn't need to add anything else to this blueprint. Do that forever. Go. It'll only be able to do one gear at a time. For now. You're ready to begin your exciting journey of scientific discovery. All available research is summarized here. Click on an entry to see what you need to research and all related technology unlocked. So they were pointing at this guy up here. You can now research any of the level 1 technologies. So here we have tools, storage, farming, better bot already, the simple hut, and the recipes for everything that we would unlock here. These are what we'll need for the second tier of colonists. We can feed the colonists just raw berries for the first level, but for the second level, they're going to need a place to live and better food. So we'll need those eventually for the second level of researches. And this will tell me, now that I cleared Autonauts there, when I hover on one of them, it'll tell me what it requires. So I have to put a stone on the bench and then provide 20 WUV to research this. If I click on it, it'll show me what all it'll unlock. This one unlocks a whole bunch of stuff. Most useful out of here is the crude data storage and the basic bot workbench, which lets us make these things. And then there's individual upgrades for the bots. To be honest, by the time I get this far to where I'm ready to start upgrading the bots I already have, I'm usually on the Mark II bots by then anyway. I often just skip over these Mark I bots. We'll see where we go this playthrough, but that's typically what I end up doing. Just running on these Mark 0 bots until we get up to till we get ready for Mark II bots. So we've got our research station, which we're not going to use quite yet. You can see I can pick the different researches here. There's the colonist seed dispenser with a incoming pod of colonist seeds. Makes me think they're not human. So we'll take seeds, put them in the incubator, feed the incubator a little bit, and that'll get us our colonists. We'll take those and feed them and start our research. But first we're going to need the food for that. I'll go ahead and delete these until we know where we want to put them. I'm thinking we'll probably do that down here for now. They don't take up a lot of space right at the beginning. Later on, we'll need more space for their houses, but don't need a lot of space when they're just loose on the ground. I don't think our bots... We put the blueprint bots in their team. And check the chargers. If I select the team, it shows me the areas all the bots are covering. You can see the top left corner of our forest here doesn't have a charge bot. So I'll need to get that. Also, there's a hole right here. Kind of funny. We need a new charge bot. Wind up that one. Okay. Those are plenty of poles. No planks, of course. Logs are running low, probably because we only have one of each bot over here. I might put more bots on these, but I don't know, we'll see. It's usually easier to wait until you have the disk, and then you can just copy the programs from one to another. Go ahead and start the berry farm, I think. Let's see. I think I'm gonna put the berries, like, line these up nice. New area here. Six by 6, if I do it this way. I'd just call it berries. I don't think they're technically blueberries. Grab a spade. these mushrooms out of the way. Let me get a bot for digging. I'm thinking I'm gonna do a checkerboard pattern for these berries. Don't have my shovel out. Dig here. Bring it in one. I think if I do a checkerboard, yeah, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. I want to do a little bit bigger. Check. Just do that forever for now. Take the shovel and go. Pick this up and put it back. And let me adjust this to make that one more bigger. Cool. You're digging there. That's good. Fill that patch in because we don't need that there. And I've got a turf shift bot here. Let me have this one collect up the turf over there and get it out of here for me. Oh. Actually, let me adjust this too. Nope, they've got plenty to work with here. Cool, go. We're getting this nice area marked out over here. Start digging holes so we can get some berries over here already. We'll have a bot do that for us too. Digging holes takes a while. Alright, that should be a good start. Drop off that shovel. Grab these berries. Instead of carrying all those, put them in a box. I'll just move the box down here. Go put it there. Should be fine. Oh, let me grab a stick. I'm gonna beat these bushes and get some more berries while I'm at it. It's a bushwhack. Two more berries here. Charge up my turf bot. Alright, eventually these bushes will grow up and we can have a bot start knocking the berries out of them. And then we'll take these berries And to start off, we'll replant them, but eventually we'll have them all replanted and we won't need them anymore. Should have kept that shovel. Got rid of this one. We're gonna need charge bots down here. There are other things you could beat that would be worse, I'm sure. Charge up. River, go. Yeah, what Nutmeg's talking about, if you've never seen it, I know there's a video on Smarter Every Day, the YouTube channel, because they have pecan bushes or trees, and there's a machine that grabs onto the trunk of the tree and just shakes the crap out of it, and the pecans all start falling out of it. It's kind of fun to watch. It has a high-speed camera that he took slow motion video of it, and then explained the whole like harvesting and shelling process. It was real interesting. We're not using these tree seeds much, so they're piling up. Same with the sticks. Nothing better. Just tidy up by removing this bush. Then you can have my shovel. There you go. Very nice. See, that's the charge bot. Actually I need a stick box down here. I know I mentioned right at the end of the last episode that I like to have a box on site for tools. This will be one because the sticks are way up there. I'm gonna have a box down here and have a bot bringing sticks down here for the bushwhackers to use. So this bot will fill up its hands and then fill up this box. I think you crank them. They're mechanical. Credit. Hands full, hands empty. Forever go. So you're the berry stick supply. I have hands full twice. Hands full, hands empty. Alright, our dig bot is finishing up now. We can repurpose it to start digging up the dirt instead of finding turf. That was good timing. Stop. Let me borrow the spade. Wait for it to finish. Alright. Instead of the turf, find the nearest soil in there and dig it. Since it'll probably run out, go ahead and train it to grab a spade if it needs it. So I don't have to. Hands are empty. Move to spades and take one. Otherwise, find the soil in that area down there where the berry farm is and dig it up. Cool. I don't need this spade, so I'll put it back. All right, we've almost got all the turf shifted. As soon as that one's done, I'll train the turf bot to start planting berries. And we'll be almost there. This bot can be a bushwhacker. So this one is going to be using the sticks as a tool. So it only needs one. If it has more than one, it can't swing it. Yes. The food is for the colonists, which we'll get in a minute. We'll have a whole stack of babies. Yeah, it should be. Oh, I'm not on Discord. I usually stop it when I'm streaming. Probably should leave it on. Live on Twitch. Woo! Thanks for the tip, Calidor. All right. So bot was getting sticks, and then you're gonna find a bush. You're gonna hit it. Actually, this will be, I'll use an if else. So if your hands are empty, move to the sticks box here and take one. If they're not empty, find a bush, and this will automatically, you know, it's not going to just walk up to every bush and hit it. It'll actually wait until the bushes have berries on them before it starts hitting them. Hopefully no freak accidents, right? Nope. Right, our turf bot should be done. Yep. Word empty. Yes, we will have flails in a little while. It'll be great. Let's see. This bot is going to find berries that have been whacked off of bushes in this area. We'll do that till its hands are full. And it's fine if its hands aren't full, so I'll check the exit thing here. It's not that kind of flail. The flail is just like two poles stuck together so that, I don't know, it does like a momentum thing. But it does make it, like the number of hits on the bush is fewer than if you hit it with a stick. There's a crude flail, and then later I think there's even a better flail. Yeah, I know, it would be awesome. Funny enough, I talked in the last episode, this game is eventually coming out with a survival mode where there's bad pirate robots, and you have to go take out their camp in order to advance. So they will be adding weapons. It would be awesome if they add like a combat flail versus a, you know, harvesting flail. Would be kind of funny, I think. All right, so hands full, but it's fine if you can't find any. Move to the box, add to the box till it's empty. So you are berry stow. You rename these boxes while I'm here. We'll call this farm berries. This will be berry sticks. At least it's organic, right? Even if they are damaged. Right, our dig bot is almost done again. That's awesome. We'll start a berry team in a minute. I just like having them down here where I can see them all. I have one more temporary job for this bot. These are full. Just drop this up here and a bot will come find it and pick it up. Okay. Berry digger, you're done. I'll hold on to this for you. Right, this bot I'm going to have replanting for now. So instead of doing a hands full, hands empty situation here, I'm going to have it just pick up one at a time. No, it'll go faster if it does a hands full, hands empty. I'm gonna have to take the last one out of its hands anyway. It'll be fine. So get a berry from the box, plant it in a hole. This till your hands are empty. Forever-ish. Go. And then what we'll end up with is a whole berry patch here. In fact, it's kind of obvious where our berries are now that we're done digging that area, so I'll just delete the planter box here. Don't really need it. Right, and those ding dings, that's our plan for the berry fruit farming here. We've planted 9 out of 20 of the berry bushes. We've released 13 of them out of 20 and stored 15 of them. I don't remember if this gives us a reward other than like an outfit. But I know once we get the colonists going, we'll get signs, which will be especially nice. I should remove this junk eventually too. But I'm in no hurry. Let's get our colonists going. I think I actually want to move that berry box over here because I'm going to have the colonists over here. I'll put that box here. Sticks can stay there because they're coming from up here. We're going to be feeding the colonists out of this box, so I'll have that over here. I want my colonists to end up... Let's see, output. Let's say I'll put them here. Have my seed dispenser. That up here. And we'll get these going. Wow, what's going on up here? I think we're just catching up since I added all this storage, I guess. You can see this guy chopping the tree. Hopefully right before or right when he's done, this tree will be ready to harvest. Yep. So it looks like it's running fine, or as fast as it can. Need to go grab a new axe. Anyway, we're almost all planted down here. See, we could have another bot or two hitting the bushes. So we have some ready to harvest faster than this one can keep up. There we go. We have our official fruit farming planner done. We have a small berry orchard. We get the adventurer's top. Bots hiding in the bushes. Welcome back. Get our commemorative slab for our berry farm there. You're just in time to see the babies. I do not need the shovel. I'm gonna drop this off again. This bot's gonna run out of battery while it's planting the last berry there. Alright. So the stick supply, the one collecting up berries and putting them in a box, and the one harvesting the berries will go on our berry team, called the berry farm. A nice purple there. This bot, I'm gonna repurpose. It's not needed. We don't need to keep planting berries. Actually, we're going down here, bot. Sorry to make you walk all the way up there. Why don't you drop what's in your hand? And you're gonna watch me attempt colonist seeds. I'm gonna come use this machine. There's nothing I have to feed into this machine. I just walk up and use it, and out pops a colonist seed. Don't ask, I don't know. Alright, I like to have 10 of these guys, so I just did one. I'll have this bot crank out 9 more for me. See, I can do math on stream. Cool. I'll have another bot. Temp, incubate. What's unrealistic, Nutmeg? The colonists or the math? So this bot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cool. And we're done with this machine for now. This bot will grab colonist seed and put it into the incubator. And you can see now down here, we've got 1 colonist seed. That's the most we can put in. And then there's I can't move my mouse, but there's a food bar down there. I have to fill that up in order to generate the baby. To incubate the baby. So this will be a hands full, hands empty thing. Do that forever. These little temporary jobs, it's just, I don't want to have to do this same thing 10 times. We've got all the seeds we need. So this bot can be done. And actually I'll have this one feed berries into the machine now. Berry. I can math, I can't spell. So hands full, hands empty. And when we're done incubating all these colonists, we can repurpose this bot to actually feed the colonists instead of the machine. So that's still basically what we're doing here. In a second, we'll have our first colonist. 2, 1 more. I think it takes 5 berries. So here we go. There you have it. Our first baby. Yay, congratulations. Woohoo! You brought new life into this world. Colonists give you wove if you give them food. So, colonization starts down here, level 1. All they need is food. I'm very cute. So it starts at level 1 and it'll end up here. And we can come look or refer to this anytime we want. This is telling us we have 1 level 1 colonist. Now we have 2. Yeah, I have no idea how these babies work. I have 2 of my own. I have no idea how these specifically work. The fun thing is they have names. I'm not going to try to pronounce most of them. But from what I understand, they're the words for different types of desserts in different languages. Babka. Comes number 4. You can see just like the turf or other things, they'll just stack up. And for the level 1 here, I just leave them like that. Just have a whole stack of babies. They'll be fine. Later on, when we make the huts for them for the level 2 research and colonists, I would, we have to spread them out because you can't stack the houses. But for now, I'm just going to have a column of babies. Maybe I'll work up to that, Caladorn. Maybe someday. Say, if I recognized a German or French one, I might try it. Barbajadav? Nedlicky? Eclair. That one was tricky. Eclair. Points redeemed for pronounce the dessert. I don't need this machine. I'll send it back to inventory. Once we have all 10 of our colonists, I won't need this machine. Send it back. Yay, he did it! It's gonna need some more berries. I'll definitely get some more harvesters going, some more bushwhackers. Meanwhile, let's get set up for research. I got my research station. When the wove pops out of these babies, it'll go into like the surrounding area, sort of like the berries and trees will drop stuff. So I'll leave a square around the column of babies at least. I think I'll put this over here. You can see the input is right here. That's where the bot will stand when it's doing the research. And I like to put a box here to collect up the wove. See, I could put it right there. I think I'll put it here, though, just so it's tidier. They move diagonally just fine, so that still counts as 1 space away. Excuse me. Call this box wove. All this. It's just farm berries. Okay. Box of wove. Something you could ship through the mail. Is that all 10? No, there's 1 more seed in there at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 2 eclairs. Twins. A stroopwafel. Who said that? Somebody was talking about stroopwafels on your Discord today, Caladorn. Was it Quad? God Emperor Wyvern. That's lots of woof. And hopping. Alright, we're done with the incubator. We don't need that anymore. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope, one more baby. One more colonist. How's everything going up here? Filling up the logs. Plenty of planks and poles. Do I need to build anything else right now? I don't think I do. I build some more workbenches. We'll need a few more of these. Done a few. Just to give those bots something to do up there. Got it, one more berry. I'll toss it in there. And last but not least, Bungeopang? A pattern in the names. You think my pattern recognition is working too well right now? Oh, the wyverns. I thought you were talking about the colonists. Alright, we're done with this and don't need it anymore. And now, instead of getting colonist seeds and that, we'll just move this bot off to the side for now. Come to me, and no, all the way to me. Thank you. Let's stop it for now. The berry bot here, instead of the incubator, you are going to feed a baby. Happy baby. So we'll call this one Feed Colonists. There we go. And you'll see right there, we've got our first piece of love already. I don't know how close I can get to it. It's a tiny little heart in a bubble. So that's one piece of love. And down here behind me, right there, because actually it'll trim my hand off. This counts as one unit of love. When we level up the colonists, they can give us more than, and rather than putting off one unit of love at a time, they'll be able to, well, when we feed them and house them, they'll give off, I think it's 10. So it'll be like one piece of love comes out and it'll be worth 10 research points. I did forget something for the colonist feeder here. I wanted to stop. I wanted to feed the colonists if our box of love, if love is not full, feed the colonists. If the love box fills up, stop feeding them because we don't want just piles of love everywhere. Ugh. And our bot that was incubating them can collect up the love and put it in the box. So you'll be looking here. This little 3x3. So find love, put it in the box. Do hands full. Hands empty. And for this, I think I'll say, even if your hands aren't full, if there's no more to find, go ahead and move to the box and empty them. Do that forever. You'll be the love collector. Actually, I've been calling these stow. Stow it. Now that we have love in a box, we can start doing some research. So I'll just probably go in order. I'll start with the tools here. So I need a stone and 20 love to complete this one. I'll go grab a stone. Oh, we got bots out. Nutmeg. Needing a hand over here. So new charge bot. Quad was talking about strip waffles. Sent you some. Nice. I'm guessing they're like a pastry, like a sweet waffle or pancake kind of thing. And then for your question, Nutmeg, no, the babies don't starve. They just don't give you love if you don't feed them. Otherwise, you'll be fine. It'll be fine. We're filling up here. There we go. So for our colonization plan here, basic colonist nursery and food, we needed to build the things to get the colonists, obviously. We had to have at least 3 colonists. We had to feed them 6 times, and then you can't read behind the checkbox here. We had to make 30 love in order to get this plan. And this plan is especially nice because it gets us lots of cool stuff. It's our Denki shirt. That's the studio that makes Autonauts. Got the Denki baseball cap. And then these signs are the especially nice thing. For like the blueprint area or the berry farm or that, we can define an area and then keep reusing that area instead of telling the bots every single time to, define the area and drag it. We can just say, no, use the signs area. We'll definitely make use of that here. Also, I can get a scooter so I can move a little bit faster. That'll be nice. Welcome back, Wally. We got Wove set up. See, we've got a wonder. It's a wardrobe. And that's where all these costumes that I've been unlocking, I can go to the wardrobe and change into them. So here's my colonist slab. Ooh, the syrup or honey's inside. That's nice. Okay, new stuff to build. Go ahead and have our colonists build this. What's it take? Logs, planks, poles, those are all automatic already. We have new recipes we can make on the workbenches. Pretty much the scooter. Now, since this is a one-off thing, I'm not going to automate it. But I am going to use this workbench. Whoops. I'll call this, this one's my bench. No one else can use it. I'll need a plank, 3 poles. Put a plank, toss it in my bag. 3 poles, 2, 3. And then 2 brood wheels. There's my scooter. And equip it into my upgrade slot here. And then scoot, scoot. Whee. You can see when I'm standing still, you can't see it, but when I move, there's my scooter. Calidorn needed a little bit of a energy boost. Oh, we need to actually start the research. Let's see, charge bot. Yeah, I know my XSplit is showing. I didn't actually start my camera until like 5 minutes before I started streaming. The watermark used to be way up here, and I cropped it out in OBS, but they moved it. Alright, so this bot will actually do our research for us, now that we have one selected. Yeah, it's mirrored because I'm mirrored. You know, if I hadn't flipped it horizontally, then I'd be facing away from the game. And I always think that looks weird when I see streamers do that. It's like, you're not looking at the game. So this bot is our research bot. It's gonna take WUV out of the box, put it on the research bench. I didn't put the stone on here yet. Hold up. Pause. Wait. Stop. Grab a stone. Showing. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of games put a lot of useful information over on the left side that you'd be hiding. Alright, so I picked the research, but I never brought the stone over. I'll toss the stone on here. Alright, now we can do the research. We record. So you go to the box, you get the WUV, toss it on. We've done 1 out of 20 points of research down there. So this bot will just do hands full, hands empty, forever. All this research. It would be backward, wouldn't it? Yeah, Nutmeg and I have been talking too about possibly playing some games together on stream. We have some in my library. That would be fun. 2-player. Hey, the wardrobe is built. Go see what we've got. You can see the hats I can wear forever, but the shirts, the toppers here, they have a durability, so they'll eventually run out and need to be replaced. If I want to, I could put on my lumberjack hat. Get headed. There we go. Right click. Just gotta drag it. There we go. Looking forward to playing it. Yeah. I think the tree one is funny too. As long as the bots don't get confused and try to chop me. Oh. Oh hey, our research finished already. Yeah, it would be tough to enforce. Not even your cat can see you play it. Crude hand net used to catch bait and leeches, which I've never actually used because I don't do the fishing much. But we'll need the leeches eventually way later when one of the colonist tiers, they start requiring medicine. We'll need leeches. Fishing stick. A wooden mallet will be nice for You know, if the forestry is going to run out of, if the logs are going to be all full, but we don't have enough sticks or tree seeds, we could have a bot going around and hitting the trees with the mallet, and it won't cut the tree down, but we'll still get sticks or seeds out of them. And then the blade will be, it's a tool on its own, but it also is a component in lots of other tools. So that'll be nice to have. Now we've got all kinds of new recipes. All those things we just unlocked can be made at the crude workbench there. I didn't realize these don't go back in. Can I pick that up? Put it in? Nope. Oh, shoot. Okay. It's gotta be more tidy, I guess. A hat and put it in. See, I'm trying to right click to put it in like I would in a box, but it doesn't work that way. Alright. Don't actually need this. Instead of deleting it, just move it over here by the totem. There we go. Very nice. Yeah, it's interesting how everybody went, ew, they used to use leeches, and then some research found that, yeah, actually, leeches do something good. You know, in certain cases. Let's see, colonists, research, WOV. We'll call this team, we'll call it the research factory or something. Pick a color. That color's good. And not everything. Not like bloodletting and stuff. What research do we want to do next? We're just sitting there. Let's get a plank-induced storage here, which will also get us the better workbench and a backpack, so I can have one more backpack slot. It'll get us our silo, bucket, barrel. So we needed a plank, and that'll be 100 WOV. Zoom! So zippy on my scooter. Oh, I gotta research first. So the plank research, plop that on there, and research away! You can't say things like that, Calidorn, while I'm drinking. Come on. We've got research going. What do we... I mean, we might as well start making more of the tools and stuff. I think I want to move these. I don't like where they are. Watch this. I figured out how to rotate the camera. Ta-da! I don't know if I can select diagonal. Yeah. Yes, I can. So I want to move those a little further away from the lumber and stuff here. I think I'll put them kind of up here. That'll be nice because it's straight in line with the stones. Leaded wine. Good stuff. Alright, what else could we build? I think it was mostly the tools here. Blade, which will be used in other things, so I'll put it kind of on the end. Mallet, I'm not going to bother making the fishing stick. I don't think I'm going to use it. The hand net I'll make later when we actually need the leeches for medicine, but that'll be a long way off. So I think I'll just do the mallet and blade. And I had a couple of workbenches ready to go here. Yep. I have boxes? I got plenty of boxes. All right, so 2 workbenches. I'll just put them right in line. Give a space for the boxes. And I already forget, wooden mallet. Yeah, I'll just call it mallet. I don't think there's any other kind of mallet in the game. Crude blade. So let's name these so they look nice. This will be mallet bench. Bench. This will be mallets. Crude blade bench. And crude blades. So we'll grab a bot, and we need 1 log, 1 pole. Sounds like maybe our research finished. You'll grab logs and bring them up here. And just like before, the logs, let's see if there's a loose one around. The logs actually take up 3 hands. You can see down there. Which means these bots will definitely only be able to carry 1 of them. But for when we upgrade later, I still like to do the hands full, hands empty. That also makes it nice if it gets interrupted or I start or stop it. If it had a log in its hand already, it won't get confused and go to try to pick up another one. So hands full, hands empty. Since this one has the heavier thing to carry, I'll just have it make the trip and come back. I'll make the pole bot, the one that waits for the bench to be empty. This is the mallet log. White fly agaric. Iocane. Yep, our research finished. So we've got the backpack. This is the one for me, not the one for the bots. We've got buckets that we can carry liquids or sand in. We'll be milking cows eventually. Barrels are where we store liquids. So the milk or water or those kinds of things. The silo is where we store seeds or sand or those kinds of things. We can't put those in boxes, or at least certain kinds of them. And then the workbench, the good workbench, can just make things that these crude ones don't. Certain recipes require the good workbench. I think the good workbenches can also make these crude tools, but there's no speed or efficiency bonus for using them to make the crude tools, so we'll just leave the crude workbenches since they take up less space. Alright, we got the backpack upgrade. Let's see, let's finish these and then get our next research going. This one will be bringing the poles for the mallets. So move to pole, take from pole, come and put it on the bench. And we've got our wooden mallet. So hands full, hands empty. We'll put the if condition in here so that we don't just get a huge stack of mallets. So if the workbench here, the mallet bench, is empty, then go ahead and put the pole on. Otherwise, just wait here. Do that forever. This is the mallet pole bot. And then one more bot to find the poles, or mallets, pick them up, put it in the box. So again, hands full, hands empty. Since the mallet is a tool, I don't think they hold more than one. But in case we move things or stop and start the bot. I don't want it to get confused and try to pick up another wooden mallet and get stuck. So I still do the hands full, hands empty part. Mallet, stove. Alright. We got mallets going. Let's get our next research. Which was... What do we want to do next? Farming technology. We need a blade for that. Or we could toss a tree seed on there and start robotics. Since we haven't quite started making the blades, I'll go ahead and do the bot research for now. I'll just grab a tree seed out of here. Select our research. Toss that on there and they'll get started. Oh, here's the barrels. Small silo. And the good workbench. Also requires a little more resources to make there. I'll make one of those, just to have it. I could also start making... I'm gonna need sand before long for something, so I'll get a silo for that. And maybe we can start making buckets soon too. I don't think the buckets were on here, were they? Yeah, the buckets aren't on here, so we're gonna need the good workbench to make the buckets. Okay, 2 stones for this, so we'll only need 1 bot bringing supplies. The crude blade stone bot. Cord, you're going to go to the stone warehouse box. Take from there, put on here. Hands full, hands empty, and don't make them forever. Stop if the bench is, or only add it if the bench is empty. Crude blade bench, it's empty, add it. Now forever, go. And this bot here. Gotta wait for the... Waiting for a second. It'll be, crude blade stove. Crude bald. Right, there's our blade. Pick that up, put it in a box. Hands full. Hands empty. Go for it. Alright, let's put these guys in teams again. So, mallets. And the blades. Alright. So we'll get our blades building up here. Grab this and bring it down here. It won't be terribly long. We'll have the robotics researched. And this is kind of what happens to me all the time, where I end up in a situation where I have so much researched ahead of where I am actually, you know, what I have being produced. So I unlocked these buckets and tools and stuff, and before I can automate them, the next research is done already. So we'll kind of do level 1 and then just pause the research and automate all the other things before we come back and start more research. Let's see here. We can make signs. Those are nice. Bucket. The direction sign just looks different from the regular sign, but it's otherwise, like, the behavior of it is exactly the same. It just visually is different. Let's see, we've got about half an hour left. Trying to decide if I want to start doing a terraforming team, or do I want to just keep making more tools? The things are moving along pretty nice now. And we're not running low on things. We have all this stuff automated. Got our nice research going. Oh, I can make the backpack now. I almost forgot. What is that? Lots of planks and poles. 2 poles and 5 planks. Should put that... put that off for a second. Grab one of these and put it in my backpack. Then 2 poles. Oh, I only have to make 1 more trip for the other 4 planks. 4. And now, you see I've got 1 backpack slot. Now I have 2 backpack slots. And things in your backpack can be different items from what's in your hands or from each other. So I could put like a plank, a pole, and then maybe like 4 tree seeds or something. I can carry a little more than I used to. And those are all the player upgrades I can do for now. Let's go ahead and remove that. I don't need it. Maybe I'll make a bucket? I don't know. Start making buckets, sure. I'll start those on a new row, maybe. Nah, because of the size of these, they all line up nice. If I start putting this in, then it won't line up quite the same. And that'll make it weird when I do the way I like to do my roads. It'll come out a little different. If I put it here, you can get the vertical and horizontal to line up. So I think I'll have 1 sticking out. That's fine. Maybe I'll put my workbench on the end over here. This one's mine. So that. A box. Let's start making buckets. Ooh, the signs too. I don't like putting the signs in a box because I usually don't need more than 1 at a time. Alright, so here's all the bot stuff now. So I can do a speed upgrade, which makes them move faster, but also when they use tools, they use them faster, so it just makes the bot faster all over. The energy is like a battery, so they don't have to be charged as frequently. The bot can have a backpack so that they can store things like I do. This one adds an extra hand to it, so you know, if I gave a hand to the bot with the gears, they would be able to pick up 2 gears instead of just 1, because now they would have 4 hands. This makes the bot range bigger, so they could search a bigger box. More brain power. This data storage is especially nice. I can use this to copy and paste scripts from bots, and I'll definitely use that here in a minute. Usually don't need more than 1 or 2 of those. Usually I have 1 for charging, and then 1 for just copying random bots. Then here's the parts for the bot 1, or Mark 1 bots. So you make them in 3 separate stages and then combine them instead of just building them all at once. So there was the drive, which is the feet, the body, and the head. And then just we unlocked bots, which technically the basic bots aren't bots, I guess. Then these basic bot workbenches are where we make all these upgrades that we just unlocked and the different body parts for the Mark 1 bots. And then we still assemble them over on the bot assembly bench that we're making our basic bots on right now. Oh, and finishing that technology unlocked the level 2 technology. You can see these are a lot more expensive. Instead of like tens and hundreds, we've got thousands. But we'll be getting like floors and the ability to make coconuts. Here's the Mark II bots are already in level 2 research. And as close as those are, that's why I usually just hold out, skip over the Mark I bots and go straight to the Mark II bots, because they're so much nicer than even the Mark I bots. I think they have 6 hands by default, and they move a whole lot faster. They're really great, and they're tiny and cute. Walls, structural parts, which we'll be using a lot of, and it just keeps going there. So, stones, animal farming, more floors and benches. This is the level 3 colonist housing is log cabins, which require repairing with the roofs and stuff. And we'll need to be making clay pots to put their food in. And those are interesting because we can reuse them, but they have durability, sort of like the tools do. We'll have to make clothing for them. But that's a little ways off. We're not getting anywhere near that tonight. Data disk, yes. New recipe here. Oh, we can also make the disk here on the workbench. Good workbench. What else down here? Ah, basic bot workbench. Go ahead and build one of these. Actually, 3 of them, because we'll need 1 each for the feet, body, and head bots. And this is blinking, and it'll keep blinking for a while. Can I? Yeah, because I could upgrade it to make the better bots on it. But that would require stopping using the progress that I have here, and actually would have to add more ingredients to it or supplies in order to upgrade it. So it'll become like a blueprint again. I don't need to do that right now. Start the blade research, which is the farming tools, which will make this go a little better. We can harvest the berries faster because we'll be able to use the flail. All kinds of fun stuff. Mallets, we're good. Blades. We got a lot more stuff going here. Let's make the buckets. These are just planks. All right. We'll have a bot. Go to the planks. Go put it on the crude bucket workbench. Hands full. There's only 1. So again, I'll have to put the if condition in here. If the workbench is empty, add it. Do that forever. Yeah, there's a lot to keep track of, but I did hands full twice. Hands empty. Yep. Crude, bucket, plank. Yeah, somewhat there's a lot to know ahead of time. I mean, I know a lot ahead of time from playing this, but at the same time, if you just go in order with things, they'll build up, and like, you don't have to know all of this in order to start making the farming technology and using it. And the nice thing about the automation is a lot of it is set it and forget it. I can just set something up once, and then I don't have to think about it anymore. It's just automatically happening. That's nice too. Pick up a bucket. Put the bucket in the box. Hands full, hands empty. Forever go. These are crude buckets. Stove. We could get a bot harvesting sand. Where is the nearest sand? Either down here or up here, probably. Who's zooming all over? Yeah, sand is a little ways away, isn't it? Food buckets. I'm gonna make a couple of data disks for myself. I only needed 2, right? Yeah, 2 of each thing. We'll put those in my backpack, now that I have 2 spaces for them. I have 2 of these. And these are great. Right now this one's blank. Make one more. I like to have one for just general copying and pasting. And then another one for, I'll just copy one of the charge bots. And when I need a new one, I can just download the script onto it and change the area on it. And I don't have to walk all the way out to where the bot that needs charging is in order to teach the new bot how to charge bots. A couple of planks and a couple of tree seeds. That over here. Let's see. Still kind of don't like this. Let me remove this. Shift these out of the way for a moment. I'm gonna stack these differently. I've got 3, and a 5th one there. Take these and put them over here. Refactor cat is lurking. Then I can start putting the good workbenches down here. That'll keep things lined up nicely. Here, put one more old workbench there. Okay, I'm going to need another good workbench for signs. Leave these for now. How's this going? 62 out of 100. Nope. Box. This was the crude bucket bench. These are the crude buckets. This one, actually I don't need a box for the signs, that's right. I never need more than one sign ready to go, so I just have them make one and wait. One more log there. I'll need more of these, so I'll put some more down, I guess. Great. Of this making signs. Let's go pick that recipe and make signs, which are 2 planks and a pole. So this spot, you're gonna get planks. Oops. Only wanted one, really. Put them on here. This one, because it has to carry 2 things, it'll have to make more trips. So I'll have the other bot be the one that stands there and waits for the bench to be empty before putting something on. Hands full, hands empty, forever. Go. So this is the sign planks. This bot. And make the pole run. Take a pole. Put a pole. There's our blank sign. So that's the usual hands full, hands empty, but also don't add to the bench unless it's empty. Forever go. This is the sign pole. Alright, signs are fun. I can carry it around. I can push. I can put a label on it. What do I want to call this? Might as well call it blueprints. We'll need one for that. And you see that it's got this little... Can't move that. Maybe if I come down here. You can see it's got this little 1x1 zone around it. I can set the area. And you can see this has a slightly bigger area, 17 by 17, than what a basic bot can search in. They only do 13 by 13. This can be 17 by 17, so it can cover a little bit bigger of an area, which is nice. Also, now with the link area marked, if I walk around, the area moves with me. In most cases, I actually want it to just stay in one spot. I go bring it over here. And I'm going to unlink the area, and I'm just going to set this to the same thing as what we have for this blueprint planner area. And you'll see why later. I can just tell all the bots to use the signs area instead of manually dragging and creating that area over and over again. So check the box, and put down the sign. And now if I hover over the sign, it'll show me the area too, which is nice. You can go away. The next sign I'll use will be for my terraform team. And what I like to do is go around and dig up all this random stuff that's out there that I don't really care about. And also put turf on all these spots. Hey, welcome to the stream, Zahate? Is that how you pronounce your name? Welcome. My second night streaming this. I think I've seen your name on the subreddit. Aren't you the one who's been, it's a height. Okay. Haven't you been streaming like once a week for a year? Or like doing a video a week? Yeah, on YouTube. Hey, there's our farming. So crude shears to shear the sheep later. Our flail, which we'll use right away for our berry farm to make it faster. The hoe, we don't need quite yet, and the scythe will be nice when we move on to pumpkins and stuff later. So Zahite, you're probably way further than I am. I think I've only ever gotten 2 colonists level 3. Been a while. I don't think I've ever gotten past the log cabins. You know, I've done the huts and the cabins, and then I think I usually got there, and then it'd be a long time before I got back to the game, and I'd go, now, where was I again? I'll just start over. Probably do better the second time around anyway. I got my stack of babies. We just finished the research. What's next? What research did I want to do? Probably the huts. Carry a log down there. So we'll research simple huts. Get that going. So you're on the Mark III bots? Because the Mark III bots, you only have to charge, like you build them, charge them once, and then never again, right? Or do you even have to charge them the first time? Clear these recipes. Okay, the shears. One charge. Nice. I don't like all these blinking alerts. You can see I can make the shears on the good workbench, but I can't make the crude flail and the crude hoe and that kind of stuff. So I do still have a use for the crude workbenches. Shears, I don't quite need those yet. But I do want the flail. Go ahead and make those started here. Might get them making some more crates too. I'm gonna run out of these before long. Oh, I almost forgot. Welcome to the stream, Zahite. I usually just give all my charge bots the same name. So, it's like, well, let's make it interesting, since it's my viewers that keep me going anyway. Got to put my sign bots in a team. Signs. Sure. What was I doing? Flails. $62 bots. So 2 sticks to make a flail. You'll be the crude flail stick bot. You will go get sticks till your hands are full and toss them on the bench till your hands are empty. Except you won't do it unless the bench is empty. Yep. Repeat forever. I didn't name these yet. This will be my crude flail, bench, and this will be my crude flails. Yes. Just to have so many bots all spread out. And if you don't have some sort of consistent naming, then yeah, they definitely won't be grouped nicely together. Crude flail stew. Come here. Find flails and toss them in a box. Hands full, hands empty, forever. Go. And now that we have crude flails in a box, let's go ahead and upgrade this guy. How do I want to do that? I'm gonna have my... That's right, I have somebody bringing sticks. What am I thinking? Crude flails. So let's see, I want to go to my berry farm. And I have my stick supplier. I have him stop for now. And I'll rename this to flails. And he probably has his hands full. Yeah. So let me move over here into my forestry. You come here and drop all your sticks. Instead of going to the forestry sticks and grabbing sticks, I could have left that. That's fine. You are going to come to flails. I'm not going to actually be able to do this till the sticks are emptied. That could be a little while. Let's do a little cheat. Just dump all these real quick. Can I? No, I can't reset it while it's empty. I was gonna see if I could hit a button to just have them all pop out, but I didn't think you could do that. I have not used trains yet. I've not gotten that far. I've used like the carts and wheelbarrows, but yeah, I haven't gotten much further than that. The train's nice. I'm trying to think if I've even seen anybody play them yet on YouTube or anywhere. Okay, now that's empty. So start listening again. You're going to... Actually, I think I need to... Yeah, I need to reset that. One more second, bot. So it used to have sticks, and it's always going to have sticks until I reset the box to tell it, no, you can have something else in it. So I had to tell it that, and let's toss... Oh, flail's not in my hand. Toss a flail in there. So give flails till your hands are full. Put them in the box till your hands are empty. And you are now the flail supply. Go. Alright, good night, Calidorn. Thanks for stopping in again. We'll see you around. Now what else is cool about changing this same box out from sticks to using flails is this bot that was grabbing sticks out of there just automatically went to the same box and grabbed whatever was in there. Now it's using a flail without me having to program it differently or anything. And the flails work faster than using a stick on the bush. I'd look it up in the wiki, but it's the number of hits are less there. The trains are buggy. Yeah, I was afraid that might be the case. Let's see, we're getting to the huts. About halfway there. Now we should be producing berries a little bit faster. And since I have the data disk, I could probably add more flailers and collectors. No. This is my second night streaming. I did about 2 hours on Monday, and then I'm coming up on... I just hit 2 hours tonight. That's about all I'm going to be doing is about, 4 hours a week. And I'll probably be mixing other games in here and there too. So... I won't be progressing very quickly. Let's use our shiny new disc. Okay, I've got a disc. Let me bring a new bot down here. Actually, before I do that, copy it. So I want the berry collector seems to be doing all right. Let me get the bushwhacker here. If it stop, come over to me. And now with the disc in my hand, I can control click on the bushwhacker. You see it uploaded the script from the robot to the disc here. Hey, Ontario. Welcome. Thanks for the raid. My first ever raid, if you can believe it. I've only been doing this 2 weeks. I'm not disappointed. I'm very excited. Welcome. You were doing a Dyson Sphere program? Playing some DSP tonight? Welcome. All right, so I've copied this bot's program. I can send it back on its way and get the brand new bot to come down to me. I'll just move over here. So I control left clicked to copy the script. If I control right click on this bot, it'll download the script onto the bot. So you can see it now has the same program as the other one. I'm not very creative with my names. This will be another bushwhacker. I can just have it go. Now I didn't have to do all the training of getting the flail out of the box, finding the bush, hitting it, and all that. Just copy paste. Now that I have 2 bushwhackers going, I'll probably want 2 berry collectors going too. The berry stow. So stop and come over here for a second. I'll control left click. Now my disc, if I hover on it, over here it says berry stow. So I just overwrote what was on the disc. Send it on its way. Grab the new bot. Wait, not record. Have it come to me. Control right click. We have another berry stow bot. So now we've doubled the speed that we're collecting berries at just by copy pasting. Nice. Hey, Glass. Yeah, I've only been doing it a couple weeks now. I did a few episodes of Hollow Knight, and this is my second episode of Autonauts. I needed something a little more chill than Hollow Knight. So we got berries going, we've got research going. Yeah, thanks for the follow too, Glass. I still need to get my alerts set up. Yeah, and I'm playing Hollow Knight blind. I haven't watched really any of it. So that's been fun. I don't know the story or where I'm going or anything. But yeah, I played Metroid on the Game Boy, Metroid 2, I think it was. I missed that Metroidvania style game. Let's see. Anybody need charging? I don't think so. I haven't expanded my area out much. Let's put these guys in their berry team. A berry farm. The game is good. We made some babies. How do you like my stack of babies? When they're the tier 1 here, I just like to leave them in the stack where they popped out of the incubator. 'Cause we can work on them just fine like that. Stack them like cordwood. So let's see. We're almost done with our shelter technology research. 114 out of 150. I might want to start, again, now that I can just copy paste, I might want to start adding some more digging bots and get forestry going more there. It's a little like Cubifactorium. You're not really colonizing as far as like people are moving in and are going to live there, you know? These colonists are gonna stay babies all the way up until they get enlightened and move off into the great pyramid in the sky. But they will just get bigger over time, and they'll need more than just food. They'll need shelter, and then they'll need clothes, and then I forget, toys, and send them to the moon. Medicine, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. They'll get castles eventually. It'll be fun. And they'll take up more and more space. So here's the map. So the map actually has borders. It's not infinite. And I'm over here. We can eventually make boats and go across the water over to here. I've never had a need to do that. No, I don't want to quit the game. I need to keep going. Just a little longer. Yep, just like real kids. Most of your water. Yeah, you dump sand in it, right? To make more land. Or dirt. See, I will eventually need to expand this when I start cranking out more things that need more lumber, but honestly, right now it's keeping up well enough. Yeah, a bunch of weirdos following Wally over there. Let's see, do you have a charger? Yeah, somebody's coming for you. Who's that? Is that just a generic charger, or is that somebody I know? Oh yeah, gotta name you guys. We got Calidorn, Gareth, Nutmeg, Wally, Zahite. Let's see. Stevie. How do you spell deviant? We have the Ontario Gardener. Did I miss anybody? Speak up if I missed you. Oh, that's fun. When I zoom in OBS, it zooms in the game too. Yep, charging. It's a good one. Woohoo! Alright, we've researched crude huts, which is where the next level up colonists will live. We're not gonna do that tonight, but it's there. That Ontario. Much bigger area. Messed that up somehow. You can pick up manure. Yeah, these... Once I upgrade the bots and they get the larger area, I need fewer charge bots, so you might get reassigned. I don't know. We'll see. Might as well start building these. I'm not going to use them yet, but I can put them down and start building them. Turn them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I've got... Usually do like 10 colonists. Served me well enough. I can't keep up with the research anyway. That'll chew through a bunch of our logs. There are forester jobs. I've got... Over here we've got a bot digging up stumps and making holes. We've got a bot planting seeds. We've got a bot chopping trees. We've got bots collecting seeds, sticks, logs, bringing them over to storage. Yeah, I've seen that method, Zahite. Have a bot and have charge bots following them around. It seems overly complicated for what I like to do. I like I kind of like just placing chargers where a bot runs out, and then I'm not covering areas that I don't need to, and I don't have to figure out exactly the grid to send them in and that kind of stuff. And then they just kind of naturally cover the areas where bots run out and nowhere else. Yeah. There's no wrong, well, maybe there are wrong ways to play this, but I'm going to say there's no wrong way to play this. You know, you do what you like and make it as complex or simple as you like. Yeah. Yeah. Night, Ontario. I'm sure I'll see you around tomorrow. 3,000 trees, Glass. That's a lot of trees. This method gets sloppy as a height. The patchwork. Two weeks. That's a lot of trees. What even? I got one more research I can do on level 1 here. Need a berry for that. Alright. So probably either... I've got a disc in my hand. After this, we'll have to upgrade the what is this? The research table and everything in order to be able to do the level 2 research. And then we'll have to upgrade these guys, which in order to do that, we'll have to have somewhere to, we'll have to put them in these houses and then have somebody ready to repair the houses when they wear out and all that. That'll probably be for the next stream. Might go ahead and upgrade this too to get more storage than just the 25. Because why not? Let's go ahead and get some more of these made because I will use them. Alright, I think that's pretty good progress for another stream. We got research going. We've got almost all of the level 1 research done. One person digging a hole, one putting a sapling in. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like hard work. We've got almost all of Tier 1 research done here. We're well on our way to getting the next level of colonists. Next episode, we'll probably start getting our cleanup crew going. Since I just unlocked signs a little bit ago, I'll have a cleanup crew sign, and we'll go around and take care of all these little one-offs and things that I'm not going to use where they are. Just so we have some nice fresh areas to build new things. We'll get rid of this cotton patch probably because we've got all of this over here, and you know it's a little nicer to just plant your own rather than having to use what's there. We got a nice farm going, sort of like we did for the berries. Which in that case we'll also need our turf farm producing turf, so we can repave everything with a nice looking turf and clean up our area a little bit so we have more space to work. All right, I'll probably let this research finish off camera, and then we'll start by introducing that next time. So thanks everybody for joining. Thanks for the follow, Glass. Thanks for everybody who chatted new. tonight. It'll be great to see you around another time. Everybody have a good night. Be kind. Be have fun, and I'll see you later. Good night.